6'7".
Yeah, what up, what up, what up? Drop a Gem Boxing, the Drop a Gem Boxing podcast, the inaugural episode one in a long journey. We hope to acquire subs and fans and family, and we're just gonna do something, man. This is not gonna be a guest based show. We will have guests. We have a lot of different interviews I will be releasing, from Winky Wright to um, Fernando Vargas to James Tony, Hassan Rahman, Luis Calazo, just and a bunch more. We got a bunch of dope content we're gonna be releasing. But this is more gonna be a topic show. We're just gonna chop it up, once a week. Um, Eventually, we're gonna start opening up call lines, go live. That's definitely in the works. New year popping off, saying goodbye to 2018, hello to 2019, leaving all the negativity, leaving all the fucked up shit that happened in 2018. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna approach 2019 with a new mindset, great energy, positivity, focus. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do things metaphysically that's gonna help us grow spiritually and mentally, and we're gonna chop it up, about boxing, man, because a lot of great stuff happened in 2018, and hopefully we're gonna have a lot of dope stuff happening in 2019, and I do believe we are, man, definitely on the PBC side. Not too sure about the top rank side, but PBC, they've been pretty consistent these last couple of years. Shout out to Al Heyman, the maestro, the mastermind behind all that. Sam Watson and all that, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them brothers. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Like I said, Drop a Gem Boxing. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, I will have all the information as far as the podcast, other than YouTube, where you can check it out. It will be on Apple, it will be on Blog Talk, it will be on Google Podcasts, and a bunch of different other platforms. So look for that in the future. Those links will be planted in the description within the next couple of episodes. We're getting all that set up, but I wanted to just jump right in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my partner LEO, my partner who does the Drop a Gem podcast with me, where we interview hip hop heads, actors. We've had boxers. You can always check that out. Drop a Gem podcast or Drop a Gem show on all major platforms. YouTube, Drop a Gem TV. We had legends in, like I said, legends in hip hop. We've had legendary actors, legendary athletes. So, if you're looking for a new podcast to follow and you're into music, hip hop, and you're into acting and you're into all that stuff, it'll be great. Check that out. Don't forget to take that out. Check that out. Anyway, I kind of want to start off, man, this week. Oh, man. I might be a little late on this, but, so be it. I'm watching the Chisora Dillian White fight, right? I watched it again. It was a great comeback win by Dillian White. I thought it was close. I thought anyone could have got that. It could have ended up a draw if it wound up going to the cards, but Dillian White knocks him out. And they had Anthony Joshua doing the color commentating, ringside. And throughout the fight, it felt like it was this contrived attempt to push the narrative that he's still trying to make the Deontay Wilder fight. And he kept, I felt like he kept repeating it. It's almost like he was trying to convince the public that he wants this fight. They want that fight. But it's, Shelly Finkel and Deontay Wilder and the PBC side know that's stopping this fight from happening. And it just sounded like some bullshit. Then he gets into, it goes to the decision. I mean, goes to Chisora gets knocked out by Dillian White, and he goes to the ring, on the side of the ring, and he talks to the crowd, and he's like, "Yo, can I get a shout out, for Eddie Hearn, and a shout out for this, that, this," and he congratulates Dillian White. So Dillian White pulls up on him, and is like, "Yo, can I get this fight? What's good? Can I get this fight?" And he's like, yeah, we're trying to do Deontay Wilder, but he's kind of, it seemed fake, and then he kind of, you could see he was like, he wants to give Dillian White this fight. Eddie Hearn wants to give Dillian White this fight, And then he starts backpedaling a little bit. Oh, but the crowd, do you all want to see Dillian White or whatever fight Anthony Joshua? And then you are the logical next opponent and all this other nonsense. And I'm saying, oh shit, he's backpedaling already. And then, I'm looking at either Fight Hype or might have been the Boxing Voice. Shout out to the Boxing Voice and or Boxing Scene. And it's like, I see an article. Sure enough, like clockwork, Eddie Hearn said the next logical opponent for Anthony Joshua is Dillian White. And I'm saying to myself, damn, if y'all had any doubt in your minds before with those bullshit negotiations that were going on, before Wilder fought Fury, they were supposedly quote unquote trying to make the uh, Wilder Joshua fight, and I was, and listen, I like Anthony Joshua, but I believed Shelly Finkel and Deontay Wilder. I thought they were legitimately trying to make the fight, and I thought that Eddie Hearn and them were on some bullshit. Eddie Hearn, and I shout out to Eddie Hearn, great businessman, great boxing promoter. I understand it's a business. I understand you want to get as much out of Anthony Joshua as possible. He is your cash cow. He is your Canelo. I get that. But, and I even excused him for that. Okay, Fury steps in. They make the fight very fast. They get that on. Okay, so I'm like, all right, Anthony Joshua fights Povetkin or whatever. I understand that, but now you get your money, you maximize your boxer's earning potential before before it's potentially he might have to take a loss, and I'm not sure that he will take a loss to Deontay Wilder. I'm just saying, but it's to me it's a 50-50. But now you have to make this fight. You had to make this fight before, and Eddie Hearn was just giving bullshit excuses and everything, and it's so see through. But now you already the Tyson Fury and the Wilder shit go down. I think it was a classic fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who y'all think won. I think I have to give it to Wilder, although Fury did his thing. But he was the champ, and he knocked him down twice. Man, it's hard not to give him that win. Either way, it was a draw. Anthony Joshua was backpedaling now. That's really the point I'm trying to make. He's backpedaling. They're talking about fighting Dillian White. Yeah, I'd watch that fight, but come on. You know, I heard Tyson Fury say that. I remember he was on a Boxing Voice, and I think it was him, I think it was Wilder, and this is during the negotiations between Wilder and Hearn and Finkel and Hearn and all and the whole shit that never materialized. And I heard him say, "I'll fight you, Wilder," and they was like, "Yo, pretty much, we'll call Shelly Finkel and let's get this cracking." And he said that fighting Wilder, that was one of the easiest fights, maybe the easiest fight he ever had to make. The negotiations went smooth. I think he said he hammered it out 7 to 10 days or something really quick. All the negotiations went smooth. There was no bullshit. There was no fucking PR bullshit going on in the press. And to me, that goes to show you that Eddie Hearn and them don't really want the smoke. I think Joshua might. I don't know. I think Joshua might. I think Eddie Hearn and them are kind of protecting their cash cow. And like I said, I don't know. After seeing that Fury fight, the Bermain-Stavern fight, he dominated in the second one. Uh, he looked dominant in that. Then the King Kong fight, he showed some vulnerability, which we all knew he had, like technically, but we all know he got that one hitter quitter that equalizes everything. But King Kong was doing his thing in there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wind up getting knocked out, but he had him on the ropes, and it showed that when you have a little bit of boxing skill, you could dance with him. You know what I mean? You could. He's vulnerable to that, so to speak, because he seems like he gets very anxious, and he's admitted that himself. He gets very anxious, and he tries to go for the knockout, and he kind of overthrows his punches and shit like that. To me, doesn't work. He has a decent jab, but to me, he could work a little bit more behind the jab, pick his spots a little bit more, box a little bit more. He doesn't have those technical skills. It's debatable whether he can get them. Either way, I fuck with him heavy, and maybe he don't need that shit. He got that crack, and if he catches you with that, you going to sleep. You going night night. You know what I'm saying? Rockabye, baby, like New Jack City. That's going to show you my age. Rockabye, baby, putting you to sleep. Anyway, the King Kong fight, he shows some vulnerability. Then, Tyson Fury's got that unorthodox, slick, throws a lot of feints, a lot of movement, weird movement, different angles. You know what I'm saying? That created a problem for Wilder as well, which I kind of knew. But again, he caught him, knocked him down twice. We all know what happened the second time. You know, I don't think Fury beat the count. But hey, listen, Fury fought a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Hell of a fight. I'm okay with it being a draw. Definitely would like to see it again. So if I'm Anthony Joshua, he's probably looking at that like, oh, I might got a shot against this guy because I thought he was scared before. And now I think it's almost like the Canelo thing where I thought that Triple G fighting Danny Jacobs gave Canelo, I don't want to say courage, you know what I'm saying, because he got courage, but I think he saw something, the chinks in, Jacobs exposed the chinks in Triple G's Gennady Golovkin's armor, and I said, Canelo in his mind, I think says, okay, yeah, nah, I could get this guy, and I think that's what gave Golden Boy, they wanted to do that fight based on that Jacobs Triple G fight, and I think that's similar to the Tyson Fury Wilder fight. I think AJ looks at that and says, yeah, I might be able to get this guy. Because let's be honest, man, AJ is no sucker, man. A lot of people don't like him. He's the pretty boy, and he's the cash cow, but he's in tremendous shape. He can box. You know what I'm saying? Historical fight with Vladimir Klitschko and all that. You know what I'm saying? Showed heart, showed a lot of heart, and he could box, and he got cracked too. You know what I'm saying? He's fought a lot of, Takam and last couple of fights. Okay, they're decent fights out there in the UK, and he packs those stadiums. But we want to see AJ Wilder. I'd see AJ and King Kong as well. I'd see AJ Fury, but we want him in there with those couple of guys. You know what I'm saying? Those top dogs, big dogs in heavyweight division, man. But I think he looked at that Fury fight and says, "Yeah, I could fuck with it." But Hearn and them probably don't want to risk that, fucking all that money up because they can squeeze a couple of more big fights out of it. A couple of fights with a couple of, quote unquote contenders, and try to get away with that and, make a bunch of money. And then when they're absolutely forced to fight Deontay Wilder, they'll do that. And that's almost like cashing them out, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Even though one loss ain't going to cash him out. But, the mystical aura when you get that first, when that O goes, disappears. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's all bullshit anyway, because, De La Hoya, forget about his personal life. To me, one of the best fighters. Didn't duck anybody, fought everybody, handles his business. I think he has 6 losses. Doesn't take away from anything, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of other fighters are the same. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter has 2 losses. I think he's a great fighter. Danny Garcia. I mean, go down the list, man. There's a bunch of fighters. Look at Jamel, excuse me, just caught a L. He'll be back. Trust me on that. So Joshua, Eddie Hearn, do me a favor. Let's stop the fuckery and let's get this fight done, man. Or just move on and stop talking about it, okay? Stop trying to push this narrative, please. And I fuck with you guys, man. I fuck with Eddie Hearn and I fuck with Anthony Joshua, but stop trying to push this narrative like you really want the Deontay Wilder fight when you really don't, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, man. Hopefully we'll get that fight within the next. I don't see it. I doubt it. 2019, 2020's possibility. It's crazy. Anyway, moving on, man. The Charlo brothers, Jamel and Jamal. I fuck with y'all heavy. I like what y'all doing out here. I like the heart. I like the bravado. I like the cockiness. I like the arrogance. I like all that. It's entertaining. It's how you should be as a boxer. Humility is great, but I want to see a show. Jamel, loss, upset. They saying, I think I read an article, or I should say I saw an article where they're saying it's the upset of the year, which it is. I didn't think that, shit, what they say, cherry pick gone bad. This dude, Harrison, gets down for his shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Jamel was a better fighter than that. I can't say for sure. I wasn't in his camp. Maybe he slacked off a little bit, slept on him. I'm thinking that. I think he beats this guy in a rematch easier. I think he goes in the gym hungrier, more focused. And I think they was, I don't think they was all the way taking this dude serious, man. And shoot, the dude fought a great fight. And he's a good fighter. He's no slouch. You know what I'm saying? He's no slouch. Believe me when I tell you this. You know what I'm saying? But I just think Jamel should have won that fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he should have won that fight. It's kind of crazy they took it from him. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? To me, he wins that fight in a rematch easy. I don't know if they're gonna have that fight because at the end they was talking a little bit greasy. Harrison was on some humble shit and Jamel was on some like, yo, nigga, you just told me I won the fight. Now you want to, he kind of tried to embarrass him in the post fight interview or whatever. Um, which is crazy because Tony Harrison's, he just seemed like he was happy to be there, man, and he seems like a good dude. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. It's a great fight. I think you heard, you heard Jared Hurd post game fight. Talking about he don't know if he wants to do the Jamel fight. And, those two don't really like each other. And, so that L could have possibly fucked that fight up. I'm like, yo, Hurd, get in there with him anyway, man. Stop the, to me, that's like he's trying to escape a little bit. And I'm not trying to shit on Hurd. I fucks with Hurd, DMV and all that. I think he's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Edislan De Laura win, great win. Edislan De Laura is a very tricky boxer to deal with. To me, he beat Canelo. Very, very good fighter. So Jared Hurd's a great fighter, but yo, fight Charlo. Yeah, fuck all the politics and the optics and y'all don't like each other. Get in the ring, get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? Charlo, Jamel, come back, go hard in the gym, come back. Hopefully Tony Harrison gives you a rematch. If not, move on. You only got one L. Career's not over. It's far from over. And handle your business, man. And Hurd, get that man that shot, man. Let's get that in, man. Come on, man. Stop all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all two warriors. Let's see warriors go against warriors. You know what I'm saying? And leave the politics out of that shit. I fuck with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. Now, on the other side of that, the main event that night, right? And I know I'm late and all that, but I wanted to talk about this because to me, it's in the landscape of boxing, it's important. Jamal Charlo, right? Another banger. Got the win. It didn't really overwhelm me. Beat Korobov. Korobov had that slick style. I know it was a late addition because he was supposed to fight Willie Monroe. I think he would have dusted off Willie Monroe, and I fuck with Willie Monroe and all that, but I think he would have washed him up. Korobov comes in there. He got a little slick kind of style. I think it was a more difficult fight than they anticipated. I definitely think Jamal got the win clearly. I don't know if it was a fact where he didn't train as hard, or was it just he had shit on his mind after Jamel lost. You know what I'm saying? Because you saw him like warming up and everything, and his heart looked heavy, and it looked like he had shit on his mind. Looked like the Jamel loss was affecting him. Could be, or we've been seeing him, his brother, and Spence running around, having fun as they should. Young black millionaires work hard for their money. Spend your money how you want, party how you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad at that. I fuck with you. I fuck with Spence. But could it be possibly they weren't going as hard as they normally would? You know what I'm saying? Was the money and the success, quelling the hunger, so to speak? I don't know. Possibility, right? We'll see, man. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that Jamal Charlo against Canelo, man. I know they talking Canelo just beat Rocky Fielding. I could care less about that fight, man. Canelo, if you're not fighting Jacobs or Charlo, I'm not interested, man. I want to see, and they're probably gonna go at Jacobs. And like I said earlier, Jacobs is the reason why Canelo, to me, stepped up and fought Triple G because they was dancing around each other for a while. I don't know if Gennady was dancing around, but I felt like Canelo was, Golden Boy was dancing around Gennady for a while. They was ducking and dodging a little bit, and I don't, similar to the AJ thing. And then, like I said, Jacobs goes in there, handles his business. I thought won the fight, right? Or at least should have gotten a draw, right? They gave Tyson Fury the draw. Why didn't Jacobs get the draw, right? Think about that. Tyson Fury went down twice. Jacobs went down once. He gets the draw. Why doesn't Jacobs get the draw? You know what I'm saying? I think Jacobs, is a hell of a fighter. I don't know. Did that take something out of him? Didn't look as crazy as dominant in his last performance, but it might have been an off night, might have been something, who knows? But so I think hopefully they do the Jacobs Canelo fight, and then the winner of that fights Jamal Charlo. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to see. That's what we want to see as boxing fans. Those two. Other than that, Canelo's cherry picking. We'll see, man. De La Hoya, that's his cash cow he has to protect. And I know they got the DAZN deal and all that, and it's a lot of money involved, and like I said, optics and politics, and they gotta protect the cash cow because Canelo's keeping the lights on till Ryan Garcia fully comes into his own because I think eventually he'll be a star. Yes, he's man arrogant, but they're grooming him to be the next pretty boy, golden boy. And he does have a little bit of skill. He can fight, you know what I'm saying? So if they keep him on the right track, he's going to be, the successor to Canelo as far as box office. And with the whole game changing and linear TV kind of slowly fading away and everything's kind of going to streaming and stuff like that, you know, him being younger and more in touch with social media, I think that's a smart move with De La Hoya because his stable was kind of light. But I think Ryan Garcia is going to be a gigantic star in boxing. And, so I think they're going to protect Canelo a little bit longer till he's ready. And they're going to get the most out of Canelo. But I do know Canelo has heart, and I know he wants to fight. And I know if it was up to him, he's stepping in the ring with anybody. But probably going to see Jacobs, and I think that's a great fight. I'm with that. I'm with that 100%. Sign that. Make the fight. Let's go. And after that, I don't know who Jamal's next opponent's going to be. There's a bunch of different options he has, I guess. Al Heyman and them, they'll make sure he's in there and he's working. But we got to see that Canelo Charlo after that, after the winner, or the Jacobs Charlo. Either way, and either one that's good because Jamal and Jacobs got a little bit of static. Y'all seen him. He said something slick. Y'all seen Jacobs run up on him at the Barclays. You know what I'm saying? After I forget what fight that was, but he ran down on him. So that'll be a great fight as well, man. So yeah, that's what that is, man. And so hopefully we'll get that this year. I want to say. I want to say. I want to talk about the Adrian Broner Pacquiao joint, man. AB, obviously came over left Top Rank as he should have, and we're gonna get into Top Rank and to me how they holding Terrence Crawford, how they holding Bud back. We'll get into that in another episode, but yeah, Pacquiao comes over to PBC, signs a 2-fight deal, inks the deal. They make the fight damn near immediately with Adrian Broner. And Adrian Broner, man, I have the same issues with him that everyone else has. AB, I fucks with you, fan. Don't get offended when I say this. But yo, you are wasting potential talent, and you've matured a lot from when you first came in. From when you were doing the whole, not first came in, but from when you were doing the whole brush my hair shit, the Paul Malignaggi smashing his side piece, and the swag and the arrogance was crazy. And I thought it made for a great show, great entertainment. I like all that, man. You make boxing interesting, you know what I'm saying? But you was on your shit back then, you know what I'm saying? When you moved up to 147, you beat Paulie. I'm like, okay, I felt you could have, man, the Maidana shit fucked you up, man. And to me, that was the last time we saw the real AB was the Maidana fight. The knock on AB is, he doesn't let his hands go. He fucks around and gets into a lot of trouble. I know he just recently got arrested, but I think that was some past shit that just happened to catch up to him. We've all had that shit, you know what I mean? Like a little bullshit warrant that pops up and you got to spend the night in Central Brooklyn or whatever and so forth. But Jesse Vargas got the draw, didn't let his hands go. Didn't really let his hands go with Sean Porter. Until that last, was it the 11th? He caught a little flash knockdown, and I just think Sean was playing around and caught one flush in the chin. Sean didn't look hurt at all, but didn't really let his hands go in that fight. I thought he should have beat Jesse Vargas decisively if the real AB had showed up. Mikey Garcia didn't really let his hands go. So I'm like, everyone keeps saying, oh, if AB lets his hands go, if AB lets his hands go, if AB lets his hands go, it's gonna be a problem if he's focused. Is it a fact? Is this just who he is now? It's been a lot of fights since he's let his hands go. And he's talented. He's fast. People say he's flat footed, but he's fast. He's like, oh, he's doing a lot of this. You see him in these little pot shotting and ducking. Like he's almost like mimicking Mayweather, man. And I'm like, there's only one Floyd, man. That style only works for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And Bernard Hopkins had his own version of that, very defensive. Um, but yeah, man, like the last time I think we saw the real AB was with Maidana. Even though he lost, he showed a lot of heart. He was thumping, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping I'm hoping and praying. I think it's gonna be an entertaining fight regardless, but I'm hoping and praying AB somehow lets his hands go. You know what I'm saying? And if not, then Pacquiao. Listen, Pacquiao, old in order. He's still lightning quick. He throws hella combinations from hella different angles. Like Ness said on the Boxing Voice the other day, and I agree. He doesn't loop too many punches. All his punches are straight punches, and he throws them fast and they're accurate, and they come from crazy different angles. So he's still a handful, and I think he's gonna wash it. I don't think he's gonna knock him out because AB got a chin. AB's chin is official. Um, he ain't chinny at all, man. But I think he's gonna outpoint him to death, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna wash him, man. If AB let your hands go, or you're gonna get washed. End of story. I'm pulling for you. I fucks with you, young black man, getting money. You know what I'm saying? You're maturing. I do see evolution in you, and handle your business, man. Let your hands go, AB. Real talk, man. Let your fucking hands go, and I guarantee you, it'll be more entertaining fight than it would be, um, than it would be normally, man. A lot of like I said, a lot of great fights were in boxing last year. Um, I'm hoping 2019, man. I'm hoping 2019 gives us the same exact pop off. You know what I'm saying? Even after they was banging out there in the UK, they was banging out over here. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping we might have got to finally get that Amir Khan, Kell Brook fight. I don't know what's going on with them, man. I don't know. I heard Amir Khan. I would like to see him. They talk about Amir Khan, maybe Terrence Crawford. I would love to see that, man. So we'll see, man. I don't really give a shit about this Mayweather fight that's about to pop off. By the time y'all hear this, it'll probably be done already. It doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm not interested in that at all. Mayweather, do your thing, get your money, man. But you know what I'm saying? We not really fucking with that, man. Mikey Garcia, there's a picture of him floating around, looking swole. You know what I'm saying? He's going hard. He's putting on weight. Is with Conti and all them, I believe. Trying to bulk up and get the nutrition and everything to go against Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia is a great fighter, man. Don't get me wrong. Um, he's just not. We saw Amir Khan swell up when he fought Canelo, right? At the end of the day, to me, it just doesn't matter, man. Like Errol Spence, as Canelo was against Amir Khan, is just naturally stronger. They're naturally bigger. You can put the muscle on and all that, but there's just genetics and natural strength and power that you can't fucking put on, man. You know what I'm saying? Mikey's a great technical fighter. Mikey's a great fighter. He got hard. I give him his props. I give him his credit. Stepping up, Dan, to be great. Although I wanted the Lomachenko, I think the Lomachenko route was the one for you to go. But hey, listen, it's a win-win, man, right? Because you lose to Errol Spence. You're supposed to lose. No big deal, right? You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to lose. Errol's a naturally bigger guy, whatever. So you can't, that one loss, the L comes with an asterisk on it. You know what I'm saying? And then you maybe go back down and you try to make the Lomachenko fight, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So Mikey Garcia, man, just and I fuck with Mikey Garcia. I fuck with him. I like Robert Garcia. I think he's a great trainer. Um, it's gonna be crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Got Abner Maris coming up with Tank. I think Tank is gonna win that. I think that's gonna propel Tank onto another level. I don't want to say superstardom like Leonard Ellerby was saying, but I think that's gonna definitely shine a lot of light on him. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a nice win under his belt. And I like to see Tank fight, 3 times this year, all quality opponents, and start to really, because move up, man, and start to get clean that stardom because he's definitely a star. He's a superstar. He's got the, he's got that thing, man, that star quality. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what they're doing over there with him, but hopefully this year they got everything. This little internal beef is squashed and they'll do what they're supposed to do, and they'll get Tank back on track, man. I fucks with Tank. Maybe down the road we'll see that Tevin Farmer Tank fight. That'd be crazy. I know Ryan Garcia was talking crazy about him. I think he knocks Ryan Garcia out right now. You know what I'm saying? I think Ryan Garcia is not ready. Maybe down the line it'll be different. But I would definitely like to see the Tevin Farmer Tank fight. They got bad blood between them. Those always make for great fights. But right now he has Abner Mares in front of him. I think he wins that fight. I think Abner gives him a little bit of trouble, but I think essentially he wins that fight. And then we see where his career goes from over there. You know what I mean? And I think next episode we'll talk a little bit about Keith Thurman. He's got a fight coming up. Josecito Lopez. He should fucking blast him to outer space. He ain't no sucker, but Josecito Lopez to me wins that fight with ease. You know what I'm saying? Man, I want to get into so much, man. I'm gonna play. Also, I'm gonna let a couple interviews go on the site. Drop a Gem Boxing. Um, I'm gonna let a couple interviews go. I think I'm gonna release the Fernando Vargas one. It was crazy. We chronicle his whole career. We take it from the beginning. He talks about the bad blood between him and De La Hoya, and eventually squashing it. And then he talks about the Winky Wright fight. And he just, he talks about a lot of stuff. We go into his whole career. It was really dope. So we're gonna do different things here, man. We're gonna stay in the present. We're gonna look at the future, and then we're also gonna go back and respect the past. You know what I'm saying? To get some, you know, get some, boxing legends on here to talk about their stuff, man. Because you don't know where you're going unless you know where you come from. You know what I'm saying? So, just wanted to, break the ice. Say what up to y'all. This is Speak No Evil, the first Drop a Gem Boxing podcast, and you already know what it is, man. I'll see y'all in the next one.